Hello, this is Hard Chatter, and today, this is funny, okay? So, this is a little bit lighter than what I'm used to. But I have a TikTok, okay? And on my TikTok, you can find me through Hard Chatter Podcast, okay? Just look it up, and I'm right there. And I post all kinds of stuff, things that, I'm a nerd, so I love stuff to research, something to spark a good conversation. And this one, evidently, got some people rattled. Okay, and I'm gonna read it to you, and we're gonna discuss the comments, and we're gonna talk about this. So it says psychology research indicates that individuals who avoid socializing often do so to avoid trauma and unauthentic behavior, which can be beneficial for their health. That was a research and a study done. I don't know when, but I found it through a website, Lavaya, if that makes any sense, or you can research it. So, you put that out there, and it's just something to spark a conversation, not full blown, trauma. So I'm gonna read some of the comments, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about this. Okay, Stephen, literally, I hate being around or involved in trauma. Understood. Hunter, being isolated is extremely bad for your health. And that trickled 64 comments because that somehow pissed everybody else off. Okay. Um, okay, M Nova. I don't need fake family friends nor friends near my energy who aren't authentic within themselves. And I can agree with that. I have been off of, personally, I've been off of people and for about 12 years. When the pandemic hit, I just lost, communication literally from people. And it was stressful for everybody. And, I just don't talk to anyone except my husband and my two kids. And honestly, my life is really peaceful. No cap, as the kids say, but it really is peaceful, and if I want to talk, like I get a spring of energy and I just have to talk to somebody, I have at least two to choose from, so my life is a whole lot easier. Um, okay, this one's funny. Master Corpse took a scientist to figure that out. That was kind of cute. Um, D, my peace of mind is far more valuable than a fake hangout. I'm assuming they are young, and I can understand that. Okay, Zokis, 7. I've become the healthiest I've been at 32 after only surrounding myself with my family. If you have a good family, you honestly really don't need friends. And that's going back to the old saying, your friends or your family. When I was growing up, that's what, when I was in foster care, and it was about 10 of us girls, we were always told, you don't need friends. You got family, you got sisters here to, be friends with. So why would you need anybody else? But I mean, okay, yes, I only want trauma when it's on TV show. That was cute. But yeah, I just thought this was interesting. And, it's always good to look out for your own sanity. And here's how I feel. If I'm not okay, I don't want to communicate with someone and put that type of feeling onto them. It's kind of like I got to get my stuff together before I, want to be a friend to someone else. And, I want to be the best version of a friend I can be. You get what I'm saying? It's all in understanding. It really is. And I think that a good chunk of the reason why this is true is because of the pandemic. If you think about it, during the pandemic, I feel like we were swindled into cutting off communication and really being in the house, not being able to go nowhere except work, type thing. So, yeah, it brings upon a psychological socializing change in this world. Okay, you just have to notice it. You have to be aware of it. Let's put it that way. If you was aware of it, it'd be a way different action of how you approach people in public. You know, especially those people that prank people in public. You have no idea what someone is going through. And then you just get in their face and in their space, in their private space. Like I said, I'm glad that psychology is interested in this. So until the next time, this is Hard Chatter, and I thank you so much for listening.